Hey guys, what is up? It is the Bomb93, and today it's another review for you, and it has a little bit to do. If you didn't see, I'm talking about Micro Machines on the PC. Yeah, no, I know I'm using the Genesis games case, but I just want to speak my mind on it, so you're gonna have to excuse the video because it does get a little bit crude towards Codemasters, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but at the same time, I think it's well deserved for this style of game. And I'll let the video explain why I think this game isn't necessarily what the title of the game lives up to. Anyways, let's begin the review. Anyways, so Micro Machines World Series. It's okay. I mean, the fact is that you're watching me play a whole bunch of CPU at a time here. How do I explain it? Basically, it's pretty much Micro Machines from the old mixed with a little bit of new gameplay style like TNT Racers. TNT Racers and various other games like Mario Kart, although the weapon system is exactly like TNT Racers is. It has a fighting system like Overwatch, and you go into battle mode. And what else was I going to talk about? It's basically one of these little racing games that, you know what, they're enjoyable. I'm not going to say it's not enjoyable to play. It's just there are a couple things that need fixing. For example, yesterday when I was playing a game, I didn't record this, but I was playing a game and the internet connection I have is, the NAT type isn't very good. So when I was playing against this other person, the CPU was barely moving and it just didn't look very good. It was kind of like I was lagging, but it still let me drive a normal race, which honestly, it kind of ruins the fun of the game for you. And I don't mean in a bad way, but Micro Machines is not the type of game like it used to be, like I showed earlier in that case, but it's not the same type of game that it was for, say, Genesis, and it kind of actually ruins, like, what I think Codemasters kind of lost what Micro Machines was about. Yes, it's got some touches of the past, but it's kind of lost that feeling where you've got certain vehicles like your tanks, your sand buggies, your boats, your 4x4s, your sports cars, your F1 vehicles, your warthog. I want to call them warthogs. I forget what they're actually called, but they're like hot rods. And yeah, it's just kind of actually disappointing. Like, if you go back to, I don't know, the original Micro Machines on Sega Genesis and Micro Machines 2, which I actually have played, Turbo Tournament, I have actually played that one. It just feels like Codemasters hasn't done what justice to the series. And yes, I know they make the Dirt series, and I know I enjoyed the Dirt series, but I gotta be honest with Codemasters here. I haven't enjoyed Micro Machines. I'm not gonna ask for a return on it for hopes they fix A, the online system, and B, the way the game plays. But it's just, for me, as somebody who plays this style of game, whether it's Mario Kart, whether it's TNT Racers, which I have played, and it looks a lot similar to this, where it's another reason why I think it's kind of lost its way. It's more or less TNT Racers rather than Micro Machines. And I don't want to give that a bad connotation by saying that at all. It's definitely not a bad game, but it just misses the mark on so many of its stuff. I don't expect to have good single player, but I want it to have a better multiplayer aspect than it actually does. And it just disappoints time and time again. And it's not a bad thing, but it just not something that I enjoy watching play. It's not something that I would enjoy playing with other people. Also, the fact that the PC port of this game is probably selling less copies than they would put if they put this game on the Switch, but that's another point for another time. That was also a mistake. So yeah, I mean, there are these certain things that I think Codemasters needs to fix. And will they fix them? Hopefully soon, but we shall see, right? So, anyways, that's Micro Machines World Series. Kind of my brief opinions on it. Plays a lot like TNT Racers. Mechanics, even though they're borrowing Nerf toys from Hasbro and stuff like that, they just kind of lost the idea of those kind of this game from what it was originally thought out to be. I'm not sure what changed their mindset, but I think Codemasters needs to go back to the originals and actually look at how they are. So, Micro Machines World Series. Yeah, it's a decent playing game, but it just doesn't give you the same type of vibe as the Genesis game would. The fact that the ballast is, like, I understand if you're gonna make it weaponized and stuff like that, you add combat, but at the same time, it just kind of feels like TNT Racers anymore with Hasbro equipment. And yeah, I know I'd probably give the reboot, the mobile reboot, excuse me for a second. Sorry, I sneezed. It was the weirdest thing ever. But other than those aspects, it's just kind of missing what made those games, like the original and even 2, what made those games good. And I feel Codemasters needs to, I don't know, go back and play the originals, see what they are, and then add a battle system onto that and see how that would work. But at the same time, you're not developing games for this anymore. You're developing for PS4 and Xbox One. And it's just, this is a game that I think missed the mark because they released it on PC and not either and console instead of releasing it on just console and Nintendo Switch, if you want to call that something else completely, although I feel like it is a console in the end. So yeah, with that in mind, guys, I gotta give this game a 4 out of 10. Well, not that game exactly, but I want to give Micro Machines World Tournament 4 out of 10. World Series 4 out of 10. It just, yes, the gameplay is there. Yes, the functionality of the AI work. The gameplay is good. The fundamental basics are there. It's not a broken game by any means. Their online service needs enhancements. And honestly, if you want a good Codemasters game, you go play the Dirt series. I'm not gonna lie. Because right now, Micro Machines is turning into the crap dust of the series. But that is just my opinion, guys. I'd like to know if you have Micro Machines on console. I know you're probably going to have a different opinion whatsoever to me. I understand that. But the fact is I own it on PC, so if you play it, what's your opinion on it? Is it a little bit different on console than PC? What is your take on my hatred of what Codemasters has done with the series since they rebooted it on mobile in last year in 2016? Yeah, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. As well, don't forget, if you want to see more reviews like this, I got one for Forza Horizon 3 coming up soon, hopefully. And yeah, I enjoy playing games. I do it a lot. So if you got a game that you'd like to recommend to me, don't be afraid to leave it in the comments below. I do these reviews more often. Don't be afraid to hit that like button. Show my channel a favor by subscribing. I do these reviews almost all the time, and if I got something to grind my gears, I'll let you guys know. Grind My Gears will be coming back hopefully soon. I have to do some minor editing, or major editing, I guess, but you know how that goes. So I just go on. Grind My Gears is basically a series where I rant about the gaming industry as a whole, and I feel like I need to break it away. It's kind of taken from the Family Guy, where he's on the TV, you want to know what grinds my gears, yada yada yada, like old school. But I feel like it's got that kind of aspect, and I kind of like that, so I'm borrowing it for use with my own personal opinions and stuff like that, so we shall see. I don't think Fox really cares about it all that much. It's just kind of one of those things where I just stole it from Family Guy because this is something that in the industry, if it grinds my gears, it's not doing a good job of it. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry about the background noise of the mic. I have a fan running above my head because it gets a little hot in this room. So, yeah. Anyways, that is my time for today. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to this channel. Help me out. Helps me out a lot if you like, and share me with your buddies. You want an honest review of Micro Machines World Series, I guess, to share with your buddies. Yeah, so just briefly, 4 out of 10. It nails gameplay, it nails what it's supposed to be, but it misses on other levels where it's just my preference. It fails on the outline and fails in my preference, which honestly, that's kind of the big thing of the reviewer, is the reviewer's preference. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to bias it, but that's how I feel about the game. It's lost its way from the original Micro Machines. Anyways, guys, I'm the Bomb93, and as always, stay bomby. And don't drink and drive, because I had a friend who nearly got into an accident yesterday, and drunk drivers are stupid, so don't drink and drive, but stay bomby.